I hope the paramedic finds me with my tiny, unimpressive dick in my hand.
Yeah, just message her. I'm sorry, I don't think this is my dick.
I would simply walk away if a man was flipping my burgers and calling me dipshit.
I left the iron on in the oven.
Oh,
This can't be good.
Something's gonna blow up somewhere. Something like that? It's a number?
Like that's probably a number.
It's something that we're doing. I know that much.
It's in Roman numerals.
What? So we're
what
doing.
Roman numeral would this be?
Oh no! This is like math. We can't do this.
It's technically not math.
Do you know Roman numerals?
I know a couple.
I know like XIV, but I don't know anything.
Okay.
So like, would 100 just be 10 X's? So like XXXXXXXXXX Tentacion would be like.
I mean, that's too many X's.
I mean, was it? I feel like that may have been his original name.
What would it be? No, there's probably, because X is 10. There's another thing.
Because I'm thinking of the Treehouse of Horror intro. Every Treehouse of Horror intro I've ever seen in like later seasons now.
But we're only up to 30 now.
Yeah, but isn't that
help us for 100?
Is that like XXX then?
Yeah, but you think
or is it
can't
XV4?
We've been
Because that's
doing
29.
So much fact checking. What happened to us?
I don't know. I
Now
think we
have
got
to
dumber.
know.
I think what sincerely happened is the world did end in 2012, and we've just been slowly spiraling into this spiral of dumbassery ever since then.
But then, we were already deep in before we started.
I
this
get
whole
it,
thing,
but
right?
I don't think you understand the sub-layer of dumbassery that we've been subjected to ever since 2012.
Well, this seems more confusing. It definitely goes up to 30 with 3 X's, but then it stopped showing me.
Because the Romans didn't live past 30. They had no use for numbers past 30.
Oh, 100 is C. So we learned something today.
So
and so did you. Thank you. Welcome to the Dapper Dads, episode 128, or C XXVIII. I'm looking at.
We
a
should
chart.
put that on the graphic.
Nope, I
Just
won't
really
remember.
Fuck with people.
Yeah, just that.
You're not gonna remember.
It's
even
also
after...
my last episode, apparently, based
Yeah.
off that one listener.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've never been more ready to exit. Just ready to stampede out of this motherfucker. So I'm looking forward to my future. I'm picturing.
We're looking forward to the retirement party later. It's going to be a
Yes.
lot of fun. We got an ice cream cake. We got a couple of balloons tied up in the office. We really went all out for this one.
The ice cream cake has the names wrong.
You
were required to sign. Everyone listening was required to sign a card, and you're like, "Who is this even for?" And it's like, it doesn't matter.
I went around to random people's houses, and I was like, "Just sign it for me, okay?"
Yeah. There's a stack of 10 cards, and you're like, "Well, this doesn't
make
seem
any
personal
sense. I thought we were supposed to have
anymore."
one card and
just-
everyone signed it, but there's not so many people that 10 cards are necessary. So what I did was I just grabbed a stack and shoved them in the front of my coat pocket, went around to random people's houses and people I saw throughout the day, and I was like, "Hey, man, you probably work for me. Can you sign this for me?
Yeah, I mean, it works.
Can you go park my car?"
You should steal cards. Cards are so oddly expensive.
So very, like...
For nothing.
Ringing...
Do you keep cards?
I mean, I used to, I feel like,
I have.
I don't feel like I receive enough cards to really,
I hate getting cards because I'm like, what a waste of money.
because then you're expected to send one back too, and it's like, I don't want to go to Schnucks and spend like
Don't do that.
$8.99 on a card just to mail one back to you because it's the polite thing
They're
to do.
insanely expensive. So coming soon, a line of Dapper Dad's comedy cards.
Very expensive
for the worst
cards.
times. Sorry, you got cancer, and then like a funny joke that's what people would say is too soon.
Sorry, your dog ran off with your girlfriend and took the car.
Yeah, things that don't make sense. You're like, I got cancer. Like, I'm trying to lighten.
You're
the
like, this is
subject.
essentially like cancer, so
Yeah.
maybe you could just be
Imagine
a
if
little
your-
bit appreciative of
You
the
should be
money I
lucky that
spent
your
on this.
dog didn't run off with your girlfriend in your car.
Yeah. Oh, you just
It
have
could be
cancer?
worse.
Wow. Real. Oh, what a hard
Sorry
day
to
for
hear
you.
about the cancer. Get
Stage
canceled.
4 pancreatic must be so terrible.
Our card will have the WB frog. It'll say, "Sorry to hear you got cancer." You open it up, and it
I thought we couldn't
says-
talk about him anymore.
Did we say that?
I was told by some goons who showed up representing the frog that we can't talk about the frog anymore.
The WB has goons.
The WB
Or the
frog
frog
has
has
goons.
goons.
I
Okay.
mean, the WB, I feel like each
Oh,
specific
no,
WB. Yeah, they showed up in a real ragtime kind of fashion. It was really confusing. I thought they were just really...
We're gonna break your knees.
I thought they were dressed
Wow.
really nice for church on Sunday, and I was very wrong.
Yeah, because it was a Tuesday.
It was a
evening.
Tuesday, and I do not know what time is.
Tuesday evening is the most common time for
Tuesday
goons
evening,
to
and I
show
was
up.
traditionally eating chiquiles under a bridge with a homeless guy and having a pillow fight. as I usually do on Tuesdays. And then suddenly 2 giant goons showed up for Warner Brothers. They had the big WB on the back of the suits, but it looked like one of those really bad iron-on designs, you know, like they just printed it off a computer, but with like 4 sheets of paper and didn't line it up just right on the back of the suit. And they ironed it on, and so I was like, sweet, more homeless guys for the Chiqueles hoedown, you know? Oh, no. And they immediately let me know by hitting me in the knees with a shopping cart that they were there to do business. And I don't know what kind of business it was, but it was business.
I'm assuming I bring it up every time we mention the WB, but do you remember the shirts that had the WB and it said, if you see the police, Warner Brother?
Yeah.
God,
those were classic.
Let's bring those back. I don't know if I can wear that, but let's bring those
I don't think we can, but I still think we should make it and sell it on the website.
I mean, I'd like to. Who even thought of that? Those were like prevalent in like
those were
06.
The prevalent with like the shirts of like the cartoon characters looking real gangster on it.
Yeah,
like I remember going to Hidden Treasures over on Sandy Hollow there and getting a bedazzled gangster Patrick Star shirt for like $2 that I wore.
The gangster Popeye was like a huge
with
one.
olive oil, and he's got like the gang tats all over.
Or like the
gangster Bugs Bunny or Tasmanian Devil.
The cereal Captain Chronic. That was one everyone had at my school.
Yeah, I remember Captain. At first, I was like, Captain Crunch was a gangster, but then I remembered Captain Chronic right before you said it.
Drug dealer.
Yeah, which is weird that he's such a respectable admiral, captain
the
in
top
the Navy.
Of your mouth, just like the cereal.
I can't imagine smoking a blunt and having it cut the roof of my mouth. Instead of a filter and a joint, you just pop a piece of Captain Crunch in there.
Oh yeah, the shit pieces.
Yeah, you got to get
not
like
the berry.
No, what you got to do
Whoops, all shit pieces by Captain Crunch.
Whoops, all shit pieces. Captain Crunch x Dapper Dad's collaboration.
At least people will know. I don't think there's someone out there that likes the shit pieces more than the berries, you should be shot.
There's somebody out there who just dumps out all the cereal and likes the dust at the bottom.
And
they mix it with milk, and then they drink it like a monster.
I hate when I pour the rest of the cereal in the bowl, and I get too much of that dust, and then you're like, fuck. Or with chips, I had this happen with those I like those pretzel crisp things, and the first time I got a bag, I just devoured them, and then I was about to go somewhere and meet someone, and I did like the traditional lift up the bottom and pour the last bit out, but it was all the dusting from like the garlic parmesan and salt.
Oh, so
and
it was
it's
too much.
Like I had a lemon in my mouth. It was like, and yeah, I had to drive, and I was like trying to chug water, and I was like, gee, this was one of the worst.
I remember one time I got a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, and there was just a chunk of Cool Ranch in the bottom. Is the only way I can describe it, because I feel like I don't know how they do it in the factory, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some wild assumptions here about how Doritos are made.
Doritos sponsorship, and we're gonna bring back the 3D Doritos. So
oh
everybody
no, not the little
Slim.
puffy ones you can just pop with your tongue in your mouth, and it's more of a.
We weren't gonna make new
than
ones. We found boxes of the originals from '98.
They are dusty, my friend. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Somehow,
they
even in a sealed box, they still collect dust.
They had Men in Black advertisements.
I just watched Men in Black 1 and 2 yesterday.
Really? Does it hold up?
I wanted to say like the effects don't, but then I was thinking about it, and that scene where the ship crashes through the thing at the end actually holds up really well.
I feel like I don't remember any of it, honestly.
So remember in the first one,
we don't even need to discuss it.
But the cockroach guy still looks really good because
I remember certain things.
Because the first Alien, remember where like there's the guy driving the immigrants in the van across the border, and they stop, and one of them's like just in a suit.
Yeah, I think so.
He looks bad. Like, just like the animation looks really bad on it.
I watched Spawn recently.
Oh, yeah. That one, you know they're making a remake of that, right?
I heard, but I hear it keeps, like, that's been for years. It's one of those movies you hear, like, every year, like, reboot coming, and then they're like, oh, we just couldn't. Creative differences. Because what's the name
Seth
that
MacFarlane.
made it? Todd McFarlane?
Sure.
Seth MacFarlane makes Family Guy.
No, I'm pretty sure they're brothers.
I mean, they might be brothers, but that doesn't mean they both make the same thing.
No, they're the same person, right?
I don't know. Anyway, he wants to make Spawn deaf and mute. Have we talked about this on here?
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about it on here, but I know we've brought it up with each other at least drunkenly.
And then I was like, are they remaking this? And then, that's the creative difference is he wants to make him deaf and mute, and everyone's like, how is he going to do anything?
Yeah.
And he's like, he'll figure it out. He's Spawn. And they're like, this doesn't seem like a movie.
We need notes or something.
Yeah, and I think that comes from nowhere, they said, too. Like, one day he was just like, how about he's deaf and blind?
And, like,
they're
was really just about it for some reason.
Like, it just makes a lot of sense to me. I think, like, because I think there is something with his eyes. I don't know. It's not that important.
Well, because he doesn't speak, right? In the comics, he doesn't speak.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's something.
But why?
Yeah, there's
Why
something,
does he got to be Helen Kellered out?
There's something where you're like, I can see how you eventually got here, but it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? This
Right. Like
be
you
the
shouldn't.
answer.
This shouldn't be like we're not making this movie unless
Yeah.
we do it this way. You
Yeah,
know?
and that's what. Yeah, I want one day to have the creative control to be like, this isn't happening unless my 2 wild demands are in place.
I think your
that
wild.
will fuck up the movie.
I thought you were gonna say you weren't gonna do. You can't wait till you have the wild creative control to be like, I'm not gonna do this show unless you are deaf and mute the whole time.
I mean, that's a solid idea.
Yeah.
So one day. Now, episode 128. Welcome, folks. The Dapper Dads. We've said for the 5th time. Go to www.thedapperdads.com. You can do everything there. Who gives a fuck? Email us at dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com. We only take the classy emails. The other shit goes to spam.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Call-
We say we only accept hate mail there, but it all goes to spam.
Yeah. So that way we can say we've never received any hate.
Yeah.
which
With your
we really haven't, except that one guy who can go fuck himself.
With your real hate mail, go ahead and give us a call. You can call us. Call 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737.
Leave a voicemail saying all the things you hate about the show.
Shoot us a
In
text.
detail.
We might respond.
Yeah, maybe. But don't try to give us life advice because we won't take it.
Nope. And don't try to give us direction on where to take our comic book adaptations of Dapper Dad comics anyway, because we won't listen to them either.
Yeah, no one is reading those.
No, it's a
unfortunately.
shame. I mean, what episode are we on now?
128.
Yeah, we're putting because the weekly
My
comic
final
comes out
episode.
with the weekly show.
Right, this was one of the biggest
but
parts.
they've just been this is like if this show
we
doesn't
wanted
make
to
sense,
make a comic book, so we made a podcast to promote
yeah,
it. I
so
don't know
like
why.
I don't know why
that's
every
not
comic
catching
book
on.
shop in town is calling me every Friday saying that they're not flying off the shelves specifically.
I can't even get them to carry it.
They call me up. They're like, Slim, it is not flying off the shelves. I'm like, you sound way too excited about this to be calling me and talking to me like this. And they're like, no, I have a condition. I'm always excited. I'm like Spawn, except I can't shut up. I'm like, what? That doesn't
How
even
does
make any
everyone
sense.
know this? Big fan
like-
of the podcast, not so much the comic
Big
book.
fan of the
Why?
podcast. I was sitting out. I was listening through the wall with that one of those big old microphones held up to the ear. Big fan. You're stealing the content every week.
It's free. I don't even know why you would do that.
You're a horrible fan if you're stealing content every week. If you're ripping this and then taking it somewhere else and
Ruining our numbers.
selling it under the guise that
Selling it? If you're selling it, let us know that someone would buy it.
Yeah, let us know if anyone's
I'm not even mad
paying
at you.
for
I'm
this.
impressed that
No, I'm
someone
mad,
gives a shit.
but I'm gonna press you with some of my WB
I'm gonna shoot a
goons.
bootlegger.
I'm gonna send some WB goons to your house.
I'm gonna stab a bootlegger like Jay-Z did, and no one wants to remember that happened.
Jay-Z stabbed a bootlegger.
Yeah, someone bootlegged. What was it? Life in Times 3, one of his big albums, like a week before, and he found the guy in the club and he stabbed him, and he went to jail. And then no one ever talks about how Jay-Z stabbed him. Man.
I didn't know he stabbed a man. This is
Yeah.
news to me.
I think it's like something that like isn't brought up that much. I'm
Well,
pretty
yeah,
sure.
probably because everything else. He's only what?
I mean-
he's only what, one of the richest men in rap.
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, nobody talks
Scrub
about
the internet.
Yeah, nobody talks about how billionaires are going around here stabbing people because they bootleg their albums.
It's in the Nas diss, Ether. Your man stabbed Un and made you take the blame because it's
Yeah.
alleged that he didn't even do it. And I think Puffy was involved. You know how Puffy was involved with every bad thing that happened,
Which was
in rap
weird.
in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure wasn't Puffy there when Tupac and Biggie were both killed at the same time?
Yeah, he wasn't there when Tupac was killed, but it's alleged that he had Tupac killed because of Biggie. People don't talk about that either. Watch this whole podcast get
Does he-
shut down.
yeah,
because I can't
By Puffy?
quiet my mouth.
Does he even go by Puffy anymore?
I think he's Diddy now.
Is it just, or is he like the
He's
symbol
also
known as Diddy?
apparently like weird
Eccentric.
with men,
Like, what do you mean weird?
sexual.
Like
Yeah,
flirty?
I don't want to. Allegedly, I don't want to say anything out of pocket.
A podcast that he's never going to listen to.
He's one of our biggest fans.
Yeah, it turns
he
out
reads the
Puffy's got-
comic book.
Oh, yeah, he's the one guy who's been buying the comic book every
jerks
week.
off to
Oh,
him.
my God. Jerks off in the comic book and glues the pages shut with the cum.
Puts it back on the stand at the comic book shop.
In the plastic,
Yeah.
in the plastic
Excuse
thing.
me. Are
Excuse
you
me,
P Diddy?
Are you P Diddy with a
Nah.
dripping wet Dapper Dad's comic?
He just does the shiny suit dance out of the store.
He makes the store look like that one music video from the 90s.
The big tunnel
Yeah.
with the tight. That's like such an iconic video. And the big, bless you, shiny
Thank
suits.
you.
That was like what they called pop rap back then. was
Yeah.
the shiny suit era, just because of that.
Just because people wore shiny suits, because it was Y2K, because we were in the future.
Because we were gonna die. You want to die without wearing a big puffy shiny suit?
After seeing Kanye in the puffy shiny suit, I'm pretty sure I don't want to die in one.
Yeah, I don't want to die in one. I don't want to die not having had.
I get that, but there's always the chance that while you're in the suit, you will die.
I mean, yeah, there's a chance while I'm taking a shit, I'll die.
There's a chance that while we're recording this today, you will die.
There's a chance that while I'm jerking off, I die.
I hope I die jerking off.
I hope I don't.
I hope the paramedic finds me with my tiny, unimpressive dick in my hand.
Maybe it'll be impressive because it'll have rigor mortis.
I was going to say, if my dick's hard and when they find me, which sounds unlikely, but it's going to... I would rather die with my... I would rather be found with my hard dick in my hand than my soft
I think
dick
everyone
in my hand.
would. Yeah. Unless you have a big softie.
I was going to say, but
'Cause
who out there's really got big softies?
I've seen some.
In person?
No, not in
That's
person.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think the average person has a big softie walking around out here.
Yeah, not average, but I mean, if
You're-
you do, you want to die with your big softies.
Well,
They'd be
yeah.
like, was that flaccid?
Wow, if that's flaccid, imagine what it looks like hard. Yeah, I get
Does
it.
your
That-
dick always get hard when you die? At least a little bit?
I feel like it has to with
something.
at least rigor mortis.
Yeah.
But I mean, the blood's not flowing in your body anymore, so I think like your corpse just laying there doesn't have a heart on.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I hate what I've realized is how like I don't know how you do it, but when I jerk off,
I don't.
smart. I recommend that. When I jerk off and I've completed, I set my
You've
phone
arrived.
down, I clean up, I do whatever.
Yeah.
So then when I open my phone, it's exactly at the moment I came.
Yeah,
And
I
especially
also
if
do
there's
that.
been a gap of time, like maybe a shower, and you're completely, because we all have that guilt when you're done and you look at what
And
you
you
came
just try
you're
to
just
immediately
like,
forget
"Oh,
about
I
it."
don't want to, like, God, I came to that.
Right.
But then, yeah, especially say you've got like a shower, or you're doing something, or you forget your phone, and then you open it up in public at a restaurant, and there's people behind you, and you're like, oh my God. But then,
Or
like,
you
when
open it up
there's
at work to pull up a product for somebody to look for something, and then it's just
or what you pull
fists
it up
and
at work
people.
in front of a customer to show how the browser works, and you literally just show porn to a customer, and you say, yeah, it could be used for anything.
Yeah, see,
And they're a guy
exactly.
and he laughs and nothing ever happens to you, so you never change your lifestyle at all.
Why should you? In fact, even if I did get caught, I wouldn't stop having porn on my browser and forgetting about it.
Yeah, I hate forgetting about it, but I hate, if I immediately close the media source, then I can get over myself. But
See-
if there's a gap and I open it and it's just a dick in a butt, I'm
Yeah.
just like,
See, I never remember to like close it right away because like as soon as I come, I'm like, I need to clean up. I'm ashamed of myself. I
Right.
hate whatever this was I was watching, so I just home screen it, and then
That's a big problem.
That
That's
is
what
a
I
big
used
problem.
to do, but now I just lock it so that I do remember to close the tab. But my fatal flaw is if I get out of the shower or I look at
You're
my phone
walking
later.
around for a second, you open it back
Well,
up.
if I get like a text or something, I open the text from the lock screen.
Right.
Because then, the browser's just gone. Then later I go to Google something and it's whatever the fuck was happening earlier.
and that's
Which is private.
And that was earlier me who was not filled with as much shame as not so horny me is
Yeah.
currently filled with.
It is crazy. As soon as you know it, you're just like, I was watching
The
this,
amount of
that
shame I
poor
feel
woman."
is directly related to the amount of nut in my balls. I can guarantee that.
I think that makes sense.
The more nut, the less shame I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the Seinfeld where if George doesn't jerk off or come, he gets very smart and Elaine gets stupid. You remember that
Yeah,
one?
I remember that.
It's like that, but with shame. Because you're jerking off to Jason Alexander.
Young Jason Alexander.
Old.
Oh, I was gonna
One
say.
of these pictures we keep bringing up where we're like, wow, that's worse than I had stored in my mind.
Ugh.
I have to
I'm sure he
update the
doesn't look
file.
that bad right now.
He looks worse than you think, I bet.
Really?
Only one way to know. Go to www.patreon.com/dapperdads. There's no pictures of Jason Alexander there.
There could be.
We're just saying that you
By the
should
time this
do
comes
it.
out, we could upload some.
We could, but
I'm
we
sure he doesn't
also
look
could.
that bad currently.
You got to find
What, a picture of him eating a 7-Eleven pizza in his car or something?
no, just like the newest picture. God, he doesn't look the same. Oh, I think it's the glasses.
Yeah, I
when
think
he
it's the
doesn't have
fact he's not made
glasses,
up to look like Larry David. He doesn't look that bad.
He doesn't look terrible. See, I hate when I mean, he looks old, of course.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say he's like the world's handsomest man or anything, but he's not like...
2019. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, he's not doing bad. Believe
Yeah.
it or not, folks. We found our first one where we can stand behind how they currently look. He looks like Norm Macdonald there. Why does he have hair recently? Like,
Hair plugs?
wasn't that an episode of Seinfeld too?
Where hair
He
plugs?
got hair plugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Seinfeld about everything.
What's his wife look like? This is my problem. Every time I look someone up, I'm like, what does their spouse look like? Who's going to bed with Jason Alexander? She looks old. Well, this is oh my God, I hope that's not her.
She looks so
Looks
old.
like it might be. Yeah, she looks older. She looks like his mom.
Maybe it is.
All right. Anyway,
We don't discriminate here on the show.
we don't. We're just telling you what it is. Go to twitter.com and then click on @dapperdad's, where we'll be tweeting at Jason Alexander and telling him we're a fan of his. Doesn't he do
Wife?
plays? No, not a fan of his wife, unfortunately. Isn't he like a
Thespian?
Broadway? Yeah.
He does Broadway plays now?
I thought he did like
Does
a
he sing?
big. I don't know.
Well, because he was in that Cinderella movie with Brandy in it back in the day. Remember that?
No.
Remember it was the first like black Cinderella they had?
I remember her.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah, he was like the king's assistant or something.
Wow.
I don't know. I just remember him standing there like reading a scroll in these tight purple pants and singing his guts out.
I feel like that does ring a huge bell right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I listened to a podcast with him, and he's one of those people where like all he's talking about is his new shit. Like when you
And
love a
everybody's
band
like,
and
so
you're
talk
like, play the
about
old
Jerry
stuff.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, which obviously for him it's got to be fucking insane.
Oh, yeah.
But then you're just like, I'm never gonna watch one of your plays, man. I don't
Right.
even know why I'm listening.
I'm not even going to go to
I don't
a
even
play.
care about you.
I don't even
I send
know
him
who
a
you
letter.
are.
I just want to let you know I'm not
Just
even
a
thinking about
scathing,
you.
angry letter just being like, Dear Jason Alexander.
No,
you
just
were
a letter
ne-
that says I'm not even thinking about you.
That's just-
Dictated, not read.
Just the
It's like,
lyrics
well,
from
why
it.
did he?
Just the lyrics from I Don't Want to Know You by Nails, just
it's
printed
this
out.
picture.
But like not even printed out, like screen capped from genius.com and then sent in an envelope to Jason Alexander. And he's like, this
And
is...
I printed it full page where you see like all the details of the printing. You know what I
Oh,
mean? In the
yeah.
corners where it's like the
Oh.
time and the date and my printer.
And then it's
it
got
was
like the
printed,
HTML
2
code
months
for some
ago,
reason. Yeah,
and you're
so
like,
you've just been
how
hanging
long
on to
ago?
this. And it's like all
didn't
crumpled.
take
It's got
this
some
long.
stains on it like you're eating Doritos or pizza and you got the grease on
you
there while you were
remember-
holding it and just staring at it.
I know that we had to have brought this up, but I
I'm
think
sure
it's
we
an
have.
amazing story. When we worked where we worked together, where we met, I
Fatefully.
was I getting written up or something? There was a piece of paper that was pivotal to my interaction, and there was like a ring on it. I thought it was like a coffee ring, like a mug ring, but then it was like solid, and the person getting the paper with me, getting it from the other person, was like, was there a stain on it? And the other lady giving the paper off was like, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And they looked at each other, and I was like, okay. And she goes, it's breast milk. Someone got breast milk on like an important work document.
What?
Yeah. It might have been, I think it was when I was like,
I don't recall.
quitting.
I don't even remember this. I feel like you would have come out and told me immediately.
I think you were gone. You were gone before me, right? Because you got sick?
Yeah, because I was dying.
Yeah. And then I just kind of sailed along for a little bit longer.
Yeah, because I remember I was still texting you. I was like, "Are you still there?" While I'm like laid up in bed at
Yeah,
home, and you're
'cause
like,
what-
"Yep, hated."
What month were you in the hospital?
August of 2013.
Yeah, so I called in on New Year's Eve. I had put in my 2 weeks notice, but I called in and they made me talk to the store manager because I was calling in on a holiday. And he was like, "Oh, you can't make it?" And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "That's really letting the team down." And I was like, "Well, it's gonna be worse because I'm never coming back now." And then I just hung up.
That's how you
Because
quit.
I had I had given my 2 weeks notice, and they extended it. The terrible manager that we had, that I hate.
Yeah.
She
Who I heard recently from someone who used to work where we used to work,
This is
because
getting
now
so
this
specific.
does, but I now also work with someone who worked where we used to work,
Okay.
and they told me that the person we're referencing right now, this is one of those specific things
I
for
know.
just us.
Yeah.
Well, I just die. I don't even finish the
I'm like,
story.
no! What happened to him?
I want to die dramatically, where I fall back.
I can't imagine a different way.
But no, they apparently this person that we are alluding to was arrested
Nice.
at our place of employment and walked out in handcuffs. And it was
For what?
See, now that I don't know, because they were
You didn't get that?
because they
Stealing
even
steaks.
because I even asked them, I was like, "Do you know why?" And they're like, "No, they just walked around." But apparently it was for stealing.
Nice.
But then she's working at another one.
I'm gonna look. I'll figure this out.
Yeah, figure this out.
I will figure. You know
because-
me. I will figure.
Yeah,
this
figure it out, because I want to know. And she is not looking good, and you are looking better than you were back in the day. So I feel like you
Thank
win.
you.
I feel like you're looking better. She's
I'll
looking
just
worse.
take the compliment. She has to be looking worse.
She looks
She's
so
pure
much
evil.
worse in the face. Like it's like all fatter around here, but the body is not.
I
so
hope
it's-
somehow she hears this.
I hope she does. I hope
Send
she's.
it to her.
Hope she's.
I hated her
I-
more than I hate a lot of people.
Yeah, she
And you know
was-
how much that takes.
a lot.
For me to hate someone more than the average person.
Yeah,
because
you have
I have.
Because the average hate you have is like baseline harder than the average hate that most people have.
Yes, I agree.
So if you still hate someone with as much of a burning passion, if not more of a burning passion, which I could
and
assume.
it's been like 6
7
years.
years?
7
6
years? Yeah, it's been a long time. I still hate.
That's a long time to hold on to some hate,
but that's what I turned in my 2 weeks notice. She demanded I write it out. Which everyone else was like,
weird.
no, wait, I never did that. So
yeah,
I wrote
she had a vendetta against you. It was something about you specifically that rubbed her wrong.
I know. I think it's because she was a bitch to me, and I was like,
and you just
fuck
didn't take
this.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here for this shit. So I wrote it real huge on a giant piece of paper I found, and I went and I handed it to her, and then she was like, well, that it's not going to work you leaving on that day, so it'll be like a little bit longer. And I was just like,
no.
Okay, we'll see about that. And then, yeah, when I called in, I got her on New Year's Eve, and she was like, you're not going to make it? And I was like, that's what I'm saying. She's like, you're going to have to talk to so-and-so, the store manager. And I was like,
okay.
Nothing's going to, I don't know what's wrong with you. When people think they can change your mind, like,
yeah,
you're going to guilt me into coming into the stuff that I'm quitting? I've already given up. You haven't seen me not working at
There's
all.
not a job in the world that's going to guilt me into coming in when I say I can't come in. You know, like, they're not going to call me and be like, you know, the team's really going to be hurting without you today. Fuck the team. Fuck all of them. They're not going to do anything for me.
Anyone I work with.
No. When's the last time they did anything for me?
Yeah, I know. You guys did the most malicious shit, like giving me a raise before giving me a promotion, so the promotion like bump in pay would eat my raise.
Right.
Shit
yeah.
like that. And I told him, like, you're doing this and you're full of fucking shit. And I'd be like, no, it just happened like that.
No.
Then don't do it like
works.
that.
Yeah.
No, it has to. No, it doesn't. Fuck you. I will burn this store to the ground. Anyway, one time also when I worked at the call center, a boss that I also hated and I still hate, and I hope she's doing bad as well.
I'm noticing
not that
a trend.
It's just women.
I'm noticing,
yeah, not that
yeah,
it's
I'm
just
noticing
women.
a trend here.
No,
a very specific trend.
It's not just, there's plenty of women bosses that I've loved, and a couple I fucked. But one I hated, and like 2 others I didn't care for, but whatever. On lunch, went to a store and stole steaks and got arrested and couldn't come back to her.
Interesting.
During their shift.
Oh, that's got to be rough.
Mm-hmm. And like,
did they go to the store next door?
I think so, because
Oh,
there
that's
is a
rough.
grocery store immediately.
That's what I'm
across
saying.
the
I want to know
street.
if they like went all the way up to like the Walmart or if they just went across the street.
I don't know. Yeah, but that was just
Went over to the
like
Gray's
one of the
IGA
bigger
and stole some
bosses
steaks.
had to come over and be like, she's not going to be back today. There was an incident on the lunch break. And then, of course, at a place that has 800 employees, it didn't take long for them to be like,
figure
she
out.
got caught stealing steaks. And then everybody just roasted her.
Well, yeah.
She also used to
like
tell
a steak, some would say.
Some would say. And yeah, it was like, I think it was like not a great steak and like not.
It was like the Omaha steaks from the mall parking lot where they're like 30 for $35
yeah,
or whatever.
Trying to steal steaks from a man selling steaks.
Yeah,
didn't go well.
Really just
believe it or
shoved him
not.
over and tried to grab a bunch of the steaks that were like this thin, just these thin little ribeye steaks.
Minute steak?
Yeah, you ever had a ribeye sliced like bologna?
No, but my mom used to get those
Order
tiny
Omaha.
like minute steaks that are just like flat,
Like the
pieces of
steakums
trash.
or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. This lady also would. She took me when she would write me up. She took me into
Of the bathroom?
no, but they did have. It was like a requirement.
I would file that as a complaint if I was you.
It was a requirement that it had to be a man and a woman when you were like reprimanded.
Yeah,
and
I
she would
remember that.
constantly just get her friend who was a female, and I would be like, no,
The little one?
no, I'm talking about my call center job.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so she was a bitch, but she would always go, she goes, when I'm angry, I go into a room and I flip the light switch on and off for a minute because it costs them 10 cents a flick.
That's
And I was like,
psychopathic
you're
behavior.
a lunatic.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would do that?
The same type of woman who would steal steaks on a lunch break.
Yeah, I guess so.
Steal
So
steaks
see,
when you
as
get
you
off
can
work.
tell, she's a horrible bitch, and I'm justified in my hatred for her.
Interesting. I'm
She's
interested in
still
hearing
doing
the
that.
other side, mainly because I'd like to know, A, why she was
You would
stealing the steaks.
Hate her. She was so stupid and loud. And,
Don't assume I just hate people because they're stupid and loud. I'm very stupid and loud.
yeah, but it's just not the same.
Mm.
Follow us on Instagram at Dapper Dad's Podcast. Hope I remember that's
Where we will-
half an hour in.
Where we will post pictures of people that we hate.
Oh,
apparently.
God. I don't even remember her name.
But can you remember the face?
Oh, yeah.
And
I'll
you
never
remember
forget
everything
the
she ever
face.
did to you?
Yeah. Yeah. You ever remember that people exist sometimes? Just a random person that
Yeah.
may have been significant or may not have. And then you'll just be like, oh.
Wonder
just
what
hits
they're
you and You're
doing.
like, bet they're not doing great, or maybe they're doing better. And then occasionally
See,
you get to know.
I prefer to not know because like sometimes I find out what people are up to. Like because I'll think about people I knew like when I first moved out on my own, like just all the weird, shitty people that you hang out with because you don't know any better, you know? Yeah. And you're just like, these are people, they're cool, you know? And then like you think about them years later, or like you look them up on Facebook, and then like it's almost better not knowing, because sometimes
I have to know.
See, there's like a weird piece of me that like feels bad sometimes because I see how horrible their life is, and I'm like, oh, it sucks for them. But then I'm like, wait, they sucked anyway, so maybe their life deserves to suck. Because it's like, you know, there's this one guy I just thought of randomly. This was like a week or two ago. I just like thought of him because he had like a weird last name. I was like, I wonder what that guy's up to, because I always remember he was like just this weird kind of eccentric guy. You know, he just made everybody really uncomfortable all the time. And I look him up. His face is like covered in piercings now. Ugh. And he's like posting all over Facebook. He's like, yep, gonna be homeless in 3 days. Anybody want to take me in? And like no likes, no comments, no anything. Yeah. Not even like a best of luck, bud, from like grandma.
Well, you can't. Yeah, you can't throw that out there, because then he's gonna be like, I need your help.
Well, because then I'm looking at this guy, and like this guy's such a piece of shit. Like he's just posting all these. He posted a Christmas list on Facebook with links to Amazon products. Nice. And he's like, if anybody's feeling generous and wants to get me something this year, it's like,
was it just like necessary things, or
no
wants?
It was like stuff, because what he does is he live streams himself playing video games on Facebook, and then he like wants people to buy him equipment so he can have a better computer and like a better setup.
You should tell him about Twitch.
But then
I don't think it'll work for him.
But then he's also going to be homeless in 3 days.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't understand.
People like that drive me crazy. Or people that are like constantly posting about your problems, like straight up,
right,
is insane to me.
Yeah, because it's like,
that's why I don't even look at Facebook
why
anymore.
Why do you want to let strangers
like,
into your life?
Oh, my
like
boyfriend's being a dick. It's like, that is a very private
conversation you should be having.
Or talk to a friend. Do you not have friends? Do you not have people that care about you? No one cares about this.
Okay, what's worse, when someone directly vents their problems on Facebook, or when someone posts a very vague status alluding to something bad, and then people are like, what's going on? Text me. Because the best is when it's like that fine girl who's in a relationship, and then she's like posting memes being like, loyalty isn't what loyalty is anymore. And then there's like 5 dudes on there that are like, what's wrong, hun? Text
I'm here
me
for you
about
if you ever need anything.
Oh my God, that is like the fuckboy mating
never leave that shitty guy.
No,
it's incredible. Ever. And then sometimes they're like, they haven't posted pictures or anything. They like, maybe they're not together. It's been a long time since I've even heard about them. No, they're still together. I was going to say happily.
But they just have their relationship status hidden on Facebook. No pictures of each other on each other's profile.
Very confusing.
Bad relationship, and you know it.
Yeah, and you're like, just give me my chance. You're going to be old soon.
Somebody I know was engaged and was supposed to get married in like a couple of months, and then like I was like seeing stuff all about it, and then like it just stopped one day. But it's not like one of those things where I'm like following it actively. It's just something I notice in my mind where after like a couple of weeks I'm like, you know, I haven't seen anything about a wedding in a couple of weeks. And then like I look on the profile, no pictures of the guy, nothing about a relationship status, nothing like that. And I'm just like, oh, something went wrong. You hate to see it. Was it him or her? But then I don't want to message and be like, hey, I'm always here for you if you ever need anything.
Dick pic.
Huge.
You go to message and there's a dick pic lingering in the ether because Facebook reminds you of messages you sent years ago, and it's a feature that should be removed.
That's the last thing I sent back in like 2011 was a very bad dick pic from my camera phone at the time.
Yeah, it doesn't even
it's
look
all
like
pixelated and shit. It looks like I tried to pixel out my dick. Is this my dick?
Is this the cover of No Love Deep Web?
This isn't my dick.
Just message her. I'm sorry, I don't think this is my dick.
I don't think that. I'm here for you if you need anything. Huge misunderstanding. I don't think this. Well, not a huge misunderstanding, but this isn't my dick.
There was an average sized misunderstanding.
There was a smaller than average understanding, but it's
it's cold in this room misunderstanding.
There was it's small, but bitches love endless shrimp misunderstanding.
There's keep playing with it and it'll grow misunderstanding.
There's just suck it a little bit and it gets bigger. It's a grower, not a shower. I promise.
I hate on Facebook when you're like, oh, I haven't seen so-and-so post in a while. Not that I care one way or another. You're no longer friends with them.
And you've been unfriended?
And you take so much offense even though you don't give a shit either.
Right.
Because I never unfriend
This
anyone.
literally happened to me this week.
This happened to me 3 times in the past month.
Huh. Maybe you're doing something.
But I realize,
this is pushing people away.
One of them...
It's the comic book that's pushing people away.
I know. Yeah, because we keep drawing those
novels.
We keep drawing those people in such sexual circumstances.
I mean, it's not our fault that we're very sexual superheroes.
I mean, yeah, of course. But yeah, one person, like, I understand it was a weird situation, and then two other people, I think it's probably been years, and I
Yeah.
just didn't realize. And yeah, I was like, oh, I wonder what he's up to. He was turning his life around.
Yeah.
And then I realized we're not friends anymore, and I'm like, is this
That's
part
part
of
of
you
how we
turning
turned
your
his life around? Yeah.
Is that you know, or like, I'm always like, did I do something? Because I rarely post.
Yeah,
on
that's what I
Facebook.
think.
I just share rap videos pretty much.
Yeah.
And occasionally something if I think it matters. So I'm like, I can't. I
Really,
don't have any
he's
politics
really against
or
Baby Keem, and
religion.
so he saw that video.
Then
And
fuck him. I could pull
See,
up
this
to
is
his
the
house.
problem.
I
This
know
is the
where he
problem.
lives. I'll go fucking find him.
This is the problem. You haven't talked to him in years, and now you're like, fuck him. Now you're going to pull up to his house and scream about
Yeah.
Baby Keem because of a joke.
He's gonna be like, what?
He's going to be like, who is Baby
I
Keem? And you're going to
didn't
be like, this is
unfriend
worse than if
you.
you hated him.
I just follow you. Like, I don't know what that means.
Means you can
I
just
hate you.
means you can see what
You
people
changed.
post.
You
You've
used
changed
to be cool.
a lot.
You used to battle rap. I'm not gonna say it.
I was gonna say this
more
is getting
things.
really specific.
That's not that specific.
I had a guy come in to my work, and he was commenting on my tattoos, which people tend to do.
Sucks. All right. Sucks. Tits.
And he was telling me that
He was just playing with yours. Yeah, just your
flipping
real
my
actual
burgers.
tits.
and
Could
they're
you
not
imagine
as-
if you
they're
were
as
at
big
work
as
and
they used
someone's
to
just
be.
like, "Hey, where's the pasta at?"
And I'm gonna be like, sir, you're in the wrong place for pasta. Second of
I'm
all,
talking about noodles, dipshit tits.
it just keeps flipping them.
Yeah, the whole time.
I would just walk away. I would simply walk away from the man.
What is that from?
I don't
I
know.
feel like that's from.
Man, I would simply walk away if a man was flipping my burgers and calling me dipshit while asking for noodles.
I would punch him.
Yeah, I would also punch him and then walk away.
No, you walk away and then
Back here, let me flip those burgers.
you walk
I
away
kick
and then you run up and punch him.
him. That's the
Kick
best
him
way
in
to
the
do it.
shin.
With your boots on.
Of course.
Kick him in the groin.
That's the only reason I got him.
Kick him in the ABC so hard he throws up.
That's how I know my ABCs.
Next
time won't you? I wish I had a better end for this.
Story of my fucking life.
I'll think of a great saying once we're separate.
I had somebody unfriend me on Facebook recently where it's been years since I've like seen them, like hung out with them, but like we'll still see each other in public every now and again. It's one of those people that you always see everywhere,
right?
Even less so, like you're just frequenting the same places, and like we never like stop and talk, but we're always like, hey, how's it going? Because like I think we both hate that like uncomfortable social interaction where you just stand there and talk to people. And then like I was thinking about it, because I do this thing where I look at the Facebook memories and then like I scroll down and I see something from like 5 years ago that had 89 likes, and I click on it and I'm like, who isn't my friend anymore? And then I look and I see, and that's when I found this person had unfriended me recently, and I was like weirdly offended. I was like, what did I do?
My offense comes from I never unfriend people because I don't really use it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Even if,
so unless you have to post something crazy, like I remember, I think the last time I unfriended someone was when like they passed like the gay marriage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Someone that I worked with at Target, who wasn't like a super cool dude, was like, this is bullshit. This should never happen. This is disgusting. And he was like kind of a gun nut, but like that doesn't affect me. I don't care. I have like my views. I'm not going to put them on Facebook. You also shouldn't, but that's not going to make or break this. But the gay thing, I was like, okay, I will unfriend you. But that's probably like one of the last times.
Right. I mostly just unfollow people because like I'm not going
to. I just don't do anything. I just don't look at it enough. So that's what I feel like. I assume everyone functions as me much with all of my life. And when they
People
don't, I'm
function just like you.
absolutely offended by the fact that you wouldn't live your life exactly how I do because I'm right. And then I'm like, so did I post something that just send me, there should be like an exit survey.
Yeah.
Like, why? And I get it if you want to be like, I haven't seen you in 4 years. We don't even talk
just
in
be
any
like,
form.
fine.
I'm like, fair enough. Have a good day. Best of luck to you. You can't just get off the boat.
Yeah.
I don't know when you got off. Why'd you get off? Was the food bad? Was the music bad? The picture of my dick that I uploaded for 10 seconds before I realized I had done it?
And a bunch of people screenshotted it on my Snap story.
It was the
Even though I tried to deny it. And I go, no, look, see, it's not on there. That's crazy. That's not my dick. Somebody photoshopped this.
I have a surprise.
Oh, God, he's going to kill me.
Episode
gun in a
128.
bag.
They said we were done, so I figured I would.
Is it what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
Well, guessing by is the bag an indicator?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it was a...
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah. Where did these come from, baby?
From a Benny's. Apparently they're everywhere now.
I was gonna. Oh, this is nice. I thought that was gonna be a nice bottle of Nando's for a Saturday
I did
morning.
look, but no, I figured, yes, we're recording early on a Saturday morning.
And I gotta work later, so this is gonna be good.
We got PBR hard coffee. I've wanted this since it was announced months ago.
Yeah.
Now it is everywhere. I looked at, but then I just
Let's
happened to be
see.
by
This
Vinny's.
is the original PBR hand-fed, hand-iced coffee. Does it have to be hand-iced?
I hate when companies use.
Hand-iced coffee with a dash of milk. This Java brew balances rich, creamy blend with a whipped vanilla flavor. What makes it a
excited.
whipped vanilla flavor?
I don't know.
I
They
said, do we
shook
shake it?
up.
I say, do we shake it up?
I wonder if you do. Probably not.
Does it say light shake?
I hate that. Who's to say? Yeah, I don't see anything.
No.
So we're gonna try it.
Pabst.
Maybe it'll be the new Natter.
From Neenah, Wisconsin?
I guess so. Cheers. That's good.
That is good.
That's
That's
really
surprisingly good.
This is another Natter
Shockingly
Days
good.
thing.
Yeah.
Where you're like, this shouldn't be. God, I'd love to get drunk on these.
I know. I don't
I
even
feel like it'd
taste
be
the. I don't
regrettable.
even taste the beer.
Yeah, I don't either. 5%.
I just down the whole thing.
You look at me, I'm chugging sick.
I'm like, holy shit! This guy's wired and wasted at the same damn time.
Yeah, I would like to have a night of just drinking these out of curiosity. I would hate to puke it up. Well, maybe not, actually.
I would say
have thrown
that's,
up
that's
coffee.
smooth enough. that
After
I
the
feel
case
like
race, I drank coffee and I threw up just coffee, and it was honestly refreshing compared
you
to
also
what you
threw
could
up chunks of fries.
Yeah, that
was it?
wasn't. Yeah, there was a huge chunk of fry in my shower.
Yeah,
I don't know what I threw up in your toilet.
It was
but it was burgundy, which is still concerning. I don't eat burgundy.
I'm trying to think of
foods.
anything you ate that was red or drank.
Yeah, I didn't. Bless you. I didn't have anything because I had I think like a chicken wrap and fries from Beefaroo.
Because I remember, but I'm trying to think if there was like.
I don't know what you would even eat that would turn out burgundy. Like a pasta, but it still wouldn't.
No, I feel like it'd have to be something with red food coloring in it.
Yeah, I don't remember
Like
what
a very
I ate.
specific red food coloring, like
Right.
red 40 or something.
I feel like I didn't eat the day before either because I think that was part of the problem.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, because remember, and I drank normal Budweiser. I didn't eat for a long time,
And then you
then I ate only less than I would normally eat because I was worried about getting too full.
Yeah.
I think that's why I puked was those reasons.
Yeah, I think that's part of why you got so fucking sick.
That's what I mean. It does have like, the more I drink it, I feel like I can find a little alcohol. But yeah, I'd be very interested. I want to know how many of these it takes to get hammered because it's a tiny little can. It's like the White Claw can.
It's 11 ounces.
11 ounces, which is so weird. Oh, so
It's
I
11
guess-
ounces at 5%.
Yeah.
So it's 10 proof.
Are you trying to do math right now, you piece of shit? The can explodes.
My head and the can explode. If my head and the can explode at the same time, that means it worked, right?
I would have to guess so, but I would still say it didn't just out of spite.
Don't let me die like this, man.
Your head exploding, the can is fine.
The can just leaks a little bit out of the bottom, and my head just what is that? Scanners where the news anchor's
Yeah.
head explodes? Yeah,
It's one of the
I'm
best
picturing
scenes
that.
ever. Your head explodes, and then the like in Little Nicky when he's trying to get him to change the can of Pepsi to like bull piss.
Yeah.
And he just changes it to Coke.
Yeah.
And his weird effeminate roommate is like, this tastes like Coke. And he's like, you changed it from Pepsi to Coke? That's what I would That's what I would do if I could. Imagine you're drinking that and I change it to just PBR.
Oh.
You're like, oh yeah, the second half is just PBR.
Yeah, it's all coffee on the top, and then it's just PBR on the
I
bottom.
could make that at
No
home.
mixing, it turns out.
Yeah, somehow
Turns
they
out
separate.
the two substances do not mix, it turns out.
PBR doesn't mix with anything.
It's like
we
oil
found
and
out.
water, it just doesn't mix.
It's like a black and brown when you get like
Yeah, was it like
these two beers,
Newcastle
and Guinness?
Yeah, that's a black and brown
Something.
because a snake bite is Guinness and hard cider,
Yeah.
and that always looks cool
Yeah.
until
it's
the
fun.
waitress sets it down, and then it finally mixes, and it all just
Yeah, and then you're like, I want my money
I
back.
want my money back. I want
I
the
was only
presentation.
here-
I was
yeah.
looking at your big boobies when you brought the drink over. I didn't
Yeah.
even get to see it.
That's something I always want, but don't order out of fear that they don't know what I'm talking about.
A black and brown or a snake bite?
Both.
Yeah,
I do like a snake bite. I don't like cider, but I do like a snake bite.
I used to get the Hope and Anchor. They had like
That's where I
they had the
got it.
big snake bites because it used. God, how much were those beers? I think they were like $12 or something. But it was like a glass. It was like
Yeah,
a
that's
half gallon
huge.
glass mug or something. You know, I'll pay $12 for a half gallon of snake bites.
Yeah.
And then I was making my own at the house, and they did not look right.
Yeah, I think me and Matt tried to do that too because we had a kick. Like
It's about the pouring. It's about
Right.
like the tap and everything is
Yeah,
how they do it.
you
You
have
can't
to-
just take like a can and then a can and do it, apparently. And even if you do, you need to not do it in a red Solo cup so you can see what it looks like
you
at least.
can't do it in your own mouth.
You can.
Yeah, but the presentation.
It is
Of me
about the well. In that case,
choking
in
and
that
spitting a
case,
little bit out.
get a foam dome and get a Guinness and a cider and put it in there, and then just sip
foam
them in your mouth.
dome?
Yeah, the hats, the whole
Oh,
beers.
okay. I have the glasses. Surprised we'd never use those.
Yeah, bring them to the cabin this year.
I gotta find them.
We got to figure out. I think right now we need to start planning what we're gonna bring to the cabin so we don't overpack the car again.
Right. Well, we talked about it briefly. I think just scaling back on, like I said, the first year was perfect. It can never be touched. The second year we were trying to recreate the first year and up it a little bit.
Yeah.
And we can't.
We
do
did
that.
too much. Yeah.
So I think the third year, this year, has the possibility to
time's the
be the
charm.
best year because we've refined it. And
I
we're
can't
not gonna
wait
go
for the.
crazy.
I want to cut this sound clip so that we can put it in the episode where we talk about the cabin
And how
again this
bad
year.
it was.
Yeah, and how like everybody's
went
somebody's gonna
terrible.
die this year.
I mean, what better place?
Yeah,
To
I guess
die.
actually, if
Like-
I'm gonna die, I want to die at the cabin.
Yeah, I want to float down the Mississippi
I want you. I
at
want to
night
die.
when that cop comes up and is like, "It's closed." Wait, is that a guy's naked body floating down the river?
Let me touch
We
it.
tried to grab him and we only got his shorts.
We tried to grab him and then we didn't. No, we realized none of us wanted to touch his wiener, so we're just kind of letting him go.
Wow, glistening hog on that man.
I'm like, wow.
Floating on my back and it's just like floating betwixt my knees.
Everybody thinks there's a copperhead coming for you, but no,
Yeah.
that is just your dongaloid
Yeah.
self just floating down
Wow,
the river.
we wish we would have congratulated him
Wow.
on his penis when he was
I
alive.
I wish I could have known him. Turns out I knew nothing about him.
They never get to get the flowers while you can still smell them, they say.
Yeah.
You never get to see that man's giant cock while he's still alive.
And I'm gonna put roses on your grave, I think
Yeah.
is what they say.
No, just leave my dick unburied.
That's the
Just
point.
peeking out.
Oh no! And
Birds
then
are
a bunch of
pecking at
wild dogs come up and they're fighting over it like a big sausage
Put
afterwards.
a gate around it.
I got my arm around your widow. I'm like, I am so sorry. This has to be so hard.
I
for
don't
you.
want your arm around my widow.
Shh, you're dead. It doesn't matter.
Widows.
Do whatever you want.
Widows.
Yeah. If you die before me, I'm going after your widow.
I don't like this at all.
What are you gonna do? You're dead.
I will haunt you.
Please.
And,
I want you to haunt me so we can prove that hauntings are real.
what was I had the greatest haunting last night. I went to tweet it and then I forgot.
I thought. Oh, wait, what?
Not like it happened to me, but like if
thought
I
it-
was to.
I'm just picturing.
But actually,
I'm just picturing yesterday. I'm at home, not having a good day, and then I'm like, I wonder what. You're just running through a haunted house, getting chased by spirits, a la Haunted Mansion.
yeah, I did
I was
have.
supposed to stay here for one night, but I don't think I can do it.
I'll stay anywhere for $1 million.
Yeah, that's. There was,
I'll stay in a room that will guaranteed kill me in 12 minutes for $1 million.
See,
I'm stupid enough.
I
to
never
do
understood
it.
that trope in horror movies, but I want us to make one like that, where it's like
know,
you
it's
can have your
so-
rich Uncle Baron's
It was
inheritance,
so prevalent
but you
for
must
so
stay in a haunted
long.
house for his haunted mansion for one night.
But the other night, it was like a week ago, I was alone and I was like sitting on my couch working on something, watching TV, and then there was like a weird
Orb,
orbs are bullshit.
Mothman.
Yes, he came in and he tried to suck my dick and I was
Wow.
like, chill.
Whoa, we gotta call BuzzFeed about this.
Yeah, I've tried to contact them.
Mothman
It's very
tried to suck
difficult
my
contact
dick and
them.
won't give me child support.
Yeah, because believe it or not, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, implanted you with so
Very
many eggs.
concerned.
You've got a lot of eggs
But it's
under your
related.
skin, and I can see them.
That makes a lot of sense because I've been having skin issues.
Moth
No, I
eggs?
heard like a, I don't know, maybe like an ice cream truck or like a what are the boxes? Like a music box,
Yeah.
a jewelry box with a little dancing ballerina that moves slowly. and
Yeah, like a music box. It's got to have the jerk. I think it's only jerky when it's haunted.
no, it's playing jerk music.
Oh.
So it's jerking. to
Like
it.
jerk chicken, like it's playing Caribbean music.
No, it's playing like old time jerk music. Like,
Circle jerks. It's playing the circle
yeah,
jerks.
it's playing circle jerks. Wow! Run in the streets! Running! I'm like, shut the fucking box. It's so loud.
God, this
Keith
is so
Morris won't
bad.
shut up. Traditionally, all of our favorite punk rock frontmen get old and don't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm currently reading Henry Rollins' new book,
And he won't
at
shut the
times
fuck up.
it's difficult to get through.
Yeah.
because he's just, and it's the first part of 3, which I wouldn't have
Aw.
bought if I would have known that. Because now I'm
No.
gonna, and
Now
it's
there's
like
a whole
400 pages.
No.
Yeah, and it's
There's
just,
no way. You
it's
couldn't
just
pay
his
me.
diaries
No.
from recent years. He's not
Oh.
even crazy anymore.
Yeah, he's just angry.
I do relate
and
to
white.
him a weird amount.
Mm.
Not on the white part.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But so I hear this noise, and I was like,
Wendigo.
weird. And then it's like, like my living room.
Yeah.
And like the corner.
You have a living room?
Yeah, you're not allowed in it,
Oh.
but it's there.
Okay.
And then in the corner, so I went over to the corner by the windows, and I heard it louder. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's upstairs, because there's new stuff around the house from
It
Christmas.
was like this
so I'm
music.
like, maybe something
it was this
makes
music box.
Yeah, it sounds like that. And then I went upstairs, and then it became the same where it was like as loud as it was downstairs, but not like louder.
Okay.
And so then I was just like, what the fuck is it? And yeah, there's like little things around the house, Christmas stuff, Christmas gifts. So I'm like, maybe something makes noise, a decoration makes noise, and I don't know because it sounds like it. And then very quick to just be like a reasonable explanation, not a haunting. And then my girl came home, and I was like, what the fuck makes the noise now? And then it was one of those horror movie things where she was like,
What? Noise?
And I was like, yeah, it was like a music box. Is it like one of the things you got up there? She's like, I don't know. I don't think so. And I was like, it was right around 6 o'clock too. So I was like, is it like a time thing? Like, what's going on? We have no idea. Now I haven't heard it again. And so I'm like, God damn it. And then a light keeps coming on that I think I remember. Like I said, I feel like I'll never be haunted because I'm just like, must have
Because you're
left the
so
light
unsure
on.
about everything.
Yeah, I'm like, it makes sense because it's more reasonable in my mind.
But then what could reasonably explain the Glockenspiel music?
I don't know. It must have I thought maybe something outside because it was by the windows,
Yeah.
but that would be facing my backyard. But shit happens.
And that implies there's a weird killer with a boombox, say anything style, with playing Glockenspiel music for some reason.
I'm intrigued.
I was outside your house
Appreciate
stalking
his
you
crap.
per usual, playing Glockenspiel music.
I think I was texting you around the same time, and I wanted to be like, "Are you playing some weird music outside of my house?"
And I would be like, no. I'd be like, literally, if you texted me that, I would be like, of all the things I could be doing right now, you think I got time to be at your house playing weird, creepy music?
I mean,
'Cause I do.
You do love a joke. Yeah.
I do love a good joke, and
You
I
do
will
love-
stick the
you do love to
landing no
go
matter how much it costs.
Far and wide for it. So yeah, I don't know. What was our initial point here? I'm circling back to something.
I don't know. We were talking about hauntings.
Yeah, I know. I thought there was something else.
Henry Rollins, haunted house, staying for a
Yeah, I think
night in a haunted house.
I guess that's where we initially came from. But yeah, I'd stay the night in a haunted house for a night.
I mean, I guess I would too. I feel like that's a movie we should make. Dapper dads have to stay a weekend in a haunted house.
It's one of those things where
stay
I
a
want to
weekend
know.
in the haunted cabin.
I want to know how many times that's been referenced in movies and TV, and like that's been a plot.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like this has happened over 100 times.
I want to know how many times it's been a serious plot versus just been referenced as a joke.
Yeah, because it's in The Simpsons.
So many
It's
times.
Like, yeah, isn't it? What's the group of little kids? Little Rascals? Is that where it originates from? Because
Was
I feel
it?
like I remember watching an episode of that. Probably the only episode I've ever seen, and they have to do that.
Because they did that on an episode of Futurama too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just required by law. Every
Come
TV
then,
show.
You like being dead.
has
That's
to.
what they told me about being alive.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode.
That's
I forgot
the
about
Where
that.
car?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one's really good. Yeah, I don't know why that's so prevalent.
I believe what I choose and was programmed to believe.
I woke up at 4 a.m. today, and the first thought I had was, you remember the Osbournes, the TV show? Not the people?
I was going to say the people? Yeah.
Yeah.
The show? Not so much.
Well, I remember the show, and the, series finale, is Jack. Is that the son's name?
Yeah.
He rolls over on one of the dogs and kills it. Do you remember this at all?
The only memory I have of the Osborne show is when Jack was playing Meshuggah out of his windows to piss off the neighbors.
I don't remember that one,
That's
but I
the
remember
only thing I
watching.
remember.
It was always on at my house, and it was such a bad, stupid show.
Well, yeah, because it's just Ozzy Osbourne's life with his dumb rich kids and his wife.
Yeah. But yeah, he rolls over and kills the dog.
One of his mom's little dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she had all those little Pomeranians or something.
And one was sleeping in the bed, and he just rolled over and
What is
killed
she
it.
famous for? Outside of being Ozzy's
Sharon
wife.
Osbourne?
Yeah. What does she
Just
do?
being his wife, I think.
I was going to say, yeah.
I think she's done stuff since, but she found him.
She's married to Ozzy Osbourne. That's what she's famous for.
Wasn't she in one of the meetings where he did something crazy, and that's how they met?
I think
and
so.
she basically since then has taken care of him.
Yeah.
I was in Henry Rollins' book. He met Ozzy and opened up for Ozzy Rollins band era, and he said Ozzy just stands on backstage and every night goes, "Is anyone out there?" to the openers, and it's arena tour, sold out
Yeah.
arena, and Henry was like, "Yeah, there's a shit ton of people out there," because he was talking about how that was Henry's first experience of
Yeah.
And they say he realized once Ozzy went on there, that's just 20,000 people existing. They're not even necessarily screaming.
Right,
He's like,
yeah.
that could be 20,000 people being, this sucks. And because of the echo,
It's
it
just the noise.
Because he said he got into it and he was like, thank you, whoa, and like strutting around, which he never does. And then he felt like more embarrassed than ever. But apparently Ozzy always asks, like, is anyone out there? And everyone's like, yeah, it's sold out for you, just you. And then he'll stand there, and then Sharon apparently comes up behind him and goes, Ozzy! And then he walks out on stage. So I think her whole life has been like
just
having
making
a
sure
child.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, his brain's gone. Like, his
even in
brain's
the
melted,
TV show,
right?
hearing him talk and then hearing his music, I
Yeah.
don't understand what kind of wizardry is afoot. Because he cannot speak.
No,
he couldn't
he
speak
can't.
in the late 90s.
No.
And then
he's
he
putting
still
out
sounds-
more solo music now.
I know, I just heard one of the songs, or like the song with Travis Scott.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no way this man still sounds like this. There's no
Well,
way.
apparently
he's a
he
computer
does.
program.
I mean, I'm not saying he is.
He's a robot.
It's
What can we say about that?
I will not disagree with the idea that Ozzy Osbourne is for sure a robot, because there's no way
How
that man
old is he?
78 at least. Well, you know, this is what happens when we don't have a fact checker on the show.
Right. It's nice that you can just type in Ozzy and there's not going to be any.
Yeah,
He died.
doubt
Could you
it.
imagine he died? He's 71.
While we're recording the show,
He's 71. So, I mean, yeah, imagine being 71 and still having, like, that tone. Like,
imagine
that
being
voice.
71 and still going out on stage in front of 20,000 people and singing.
Yeah. How's he look now?
Ozzy probably bad.
He probably looks the same as he has.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like-
guess he's been well pickled by all the drugs that he's taken.
Yeah. He looks
Yeah, that's just
better
Ozzy.
than most people, even in this bad photo. He just looks old. I don't think that hair's real.
Hair plugs.
Something.
How are his kids looking?
Probably bad. But yeah, so anyway, my point is I woke up because I remembered. So Jack rolls over, kills the dog, and then the whole
Yeah,
episode.
because him and Kelly both used to be really fat, right?
Right.
Like that was a thing back in the day.
Yeah. And then he rolls over, he kills the dog, and the whole episode is him like freaking out and trying to figure out how to tell the people. And then at the very end, he tells the family, and then it shows that it's fake and everyone was in on it. And so as a kid, I was like, so this is all fake?
Right.
And everybody knows? And then like no one ever remembers that, which I like. That's one of those things where I'm like, you don't remember the series finale of the Osbournes? I'll accept that. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
one of those things. That's not the most modern topic that probably comes up often, but it's one of those things where you're like, because I feel like that was an earlier reality TV show, at least
Right,
for
yeah.
me. So then I was like, wait, so none of it's
Because I remember
real?
that was on around the same time as like Viva La Bam and stuff like that too.
Yeah, which also in like, I thought of this also at the same time this morning. This is 4 a.m. I woke up. That's what I mean. Do you ever
you
wake
woke up early today with some shit on your mind.
Yeah, I went back to bed. But do you ever wake up and you have such an insane first
Yeah.
thought? Like the episode of the Osbournes where Jack rolls over and kills the dog and it's all a hoax? And that's the first thing I think when I wake up. And I'm like, so this day is just going to be on this.
That's just the tone for the rest
I'm going to
of
have
the
to
day.
watch that episode. But there's a fucking jackass. I feel like it's one of the movies where when they throw the beehive in the limo and they like lock the doors. I think it's a limo.
Yeah. Okay.
And-
I can.
They
keep
know
explaining.
They know that it's gonna happen, and they tell them it'll be okay because the bees are digital. And I'm like, doesn't that imply that most like there's things that are fake then, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know
There's
why.
no
you
way
would-
everything in Jackass is real.
I know that, but like, why would you keep that in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like completely.
Or
takes
maybe
away
this is like a
from
mandala memory, and
I'll have to watch, but yeah, if anyone remembers either of these very obscure things, I have time on my
turns
hands.
out that
I'll
is
watch
not how the
all
Osbournes
the-
ended at all.
Yeah, it's like completely different.
Everybody
Jack dies.
No, everybody like ends up loving each other, and
Yeah,
Ozzy
and
like
it's-
hugs his whole family. He's like, I
never
fucking love you guys.
It's never alluded to that dogs are dead.
It's never alluded to that Ozzy's actually a robot made up of 10,000 bats running an Ozzy Osbourne suit. That's the irony.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I give a lot of credit to Sharon Osbourne for dealing with him.
That's what
'Cause
I'm
I don't
saying,
even
yeah.
understand. Like, it's not. It's like a
Because how long have they been
low-hanging
married for?
fruit.
40 years?
Something like that, like a long time. I think I still have his Wikipedia. Should we read his Wikipedia?
Yeah,
We'll do one on each episode. We'll read someone's Wikipedia.
Well, just actually, the rest of this episode, we're going to go ahead and fill time by reading Wikipedia synopsises of Ozzy Osbourne show episodes.
I should look at that. But yeah, if you have any, I've already looked at the Ozzy Osbourne Wikipedia, which I hate. I hate when you go.
How deep does it run?
I don't know. I just seen that the link was purple instead of blue, and I hate when you see that and you're like, so I've at some point in my life I've already looked at the Ozzy Osbourne Wikipedia. When was that necessary? God, yeah, this is a fat one too. But this is one that I expect to be
Fat.
big. That's probably why I read every single second of it. Ozfest, Black Sabbath reunion, awards, personal life. In 1971, Osbourne met his first wife, Thelma, at a nightclub in Birmingham called the Rum Runner, where she worked.
Birmingham, Alabama?
No, probably somewhere in like the UK, right?
We would like to think that.
I mean, it doesn't
But Thelma
say.
from Birmingham screams Alabama to me for some reason.
It doesn't say. They were married in 71.
Out in Belvedere.
Children Jessica and Lewis were born.
So he has 2 other kids?
Were soon born while Osbourne adopted Thelma's son Elliot. So yeah, I guess he has 2 secret kids. Osbourne later referred to his first marriage as a terrible mistake.
Oh.
His drug and alcohol abuse, coupled with his frequent absences while touring, took a toll on their family life. The children later complaining that he was not a good father.
No.
Wow.
I thought Ozzy Osbourne was the next Bill Cosby in terms of fatherhood advice.
In the 2011 documentary film God Bless Ozzy Osbourne, produced by his son Jack, Osbourne sheepishly admitted that he could not even remember when they were born. His
Crazy.
first kids. I mean, the man.
I know. I'll let it pass.
Crazy.
I'll let it slide. But it's like
If that was your dad, if Ozzy was your dad, I think you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It wouldn't
my
surprise
birthday.
me if my current dad doesn't remember my birthday, if we're going to be 100% honest.
It wouldn't surprise me if your current dad was Ozzy Osbourne. Plot twist.
Do you know how much I would love it if my current dad was Ozzy Osbourne? That means I get something when he dies, right?
No. He doesn't remember you exist.
Do I at least get to hang out with Zach Wilde?
Definitely not. Osbourne married his manager, Sharon, on the 4th of July, 1982. So, yeah, so I think he was... I want to know when they... I feel like they
37 years. Almost 40.
Sure, we don't do math.
I did quick math.
Good job. It works. Yeah, because I feel like... Yeah, it was something where she was like his manager, and then he did like one of the crazy things, like biting the bat or snorting the
That was in like
ants
the 60s or 70s, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think that she became his manager because of that. Something like that.
When did he bite the head off the bat?
You know, it's honestly doesn't come up.
I feel like it should.
Because was that
it's
Solo?
enough of a pop culture reference that I feel like it would come up a lot.
That wasn't Black Sabbath era, was it?
I swear it was.
Was it? Okay, about this time. Let me see what time they're referencing. Looks like 1969, Black Sabbath. About this time, Osbourne first met his future wife Sharon after the unexpected success of the first album. Black Sabbath were considering her father, Don, as their new manager, and Sharon was at that time working as Don's receptionist. Osbourne admits he was attracted to her immediately, but assumed that she probably thought I was a lunatic, quote unquote.
Most people do.
Osbourne said years later that the best thing about eventually choosing Don as a manager was that he got to see Sharon regularly, though their relationship was strictly professional at this point. Yeah, where the fuck... You think it would be like one of the like sections of Wikipedia would be like biting the head off of the bat? Maybe it's like one of those lower parts, like controversies, because that was probably controversial to do, right?
Yeah, if I had to guess.
Back in the day. Here, yeah, Jesus, his controversy is fat.
It's its own Wikipedia article.
Talks about Satanism, Aleister Crowley, Church of England. 1981, after signing his first solo record deal, Osbourne bit the head off of a dove during a meeting with CBS Records executives in Los Angeles. Apparently, he had planned to release the doves into the air as a sign of peace, but due to being intoxicated at the time, he instead grabbed a dove and bit its head off. He then spat the head out, with blood still dripping from his lips. Despite the controversy, the head-biting act has been parodied and alluded to several times throughout his career, and is part of what made Osbourne famous. In 1982, Osbourne bit the head off of a bat. So he had a 1 year gap in between biting the heads off of birds.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say he's got a thing for biting the heads off of flighted animals. Mm-hmm. So like, but how do you go from dove to bat? That's
well,
what
the
I
bat.
want to know.
I remember this, and it says it here. He thought it was a rubber bat, so
yeah.
he just did it. Then realized it was alive.
So what do you do for that? You got to get like a rabies shot, right?
You should. I don't know if Ozzy did.
Oh, that poor bat.
The bat was not only alive, but managed to bite him, resulting in Osborne being treated for rabies. In 2009...
Is that why he bit the head off? Because it bit him? Or did it like bite his tongue when he put it in his mouth?
I'm guessing it bit him while it probably freaked out that he was going to bite the head off.
Yeah. I also can't imagine Ozzy's holding it very gently. Like, I can't imagine he's like cupping it in his hands. He's probably like just squeezing it.
He thought it was...
He thought it was fake, yeah.
Thought it was fake.
You ever been so fucked up on drugs, you think a bat's fake? Birds aren't real, bats aren't real. Let's get into this.
Imagine we get a meeting, something. Netflix finally calls.
Okay, yeah, big man with a meeting in a room somewhere.
Netflix finally calls and wants to take one of our 324 ideas we've spewed out on the show.
I'm going to go with Shudder at this point. I feel like Shudder's going to call us first.
I'll take almost anything.
Yeah, I'll take Crackle at this point.
I'll take something just to justify this.
I'll take
when I have to talk to
TV.
people about the podcast that don't know. I would like something to make it more credible. So
right.
Anybody can call, but we're in a meeting and we decide to release doves as a sign of peace, which is also problematic.
Odd, yeah.
Because they're just in
a building and there's just birds flying around everywhere.
And I don't think anyone's going to be like pumped that you released.
Yeah, I also don't think we can be like
solitary dove.
I would love to celebrate this moment of business. Could we open up a window, please?
Yeah. And like what? Yeah, where was it? Like, was it
like top floor of like the record label's executive office? And
or like where did he have the dove and how long did he was
it multiple doves or was it one dove?
It says one dove, but that's all he bit, and we need more details.
Yeah, I need to know if there was like a cage full of doves. Did he have a coat full of doves?
Let's assume it's one dove.
Okay.
Where are you keeping that? Do you walk in to the meeting, release the dove, or you do the meeting and then release the dove?
I think the implication here is that
goes well.
I think that's the implication, is that you would release the dove upon the meeting going well.
Did CBS Records sign him after that?
They had to. You have to sign the man
you
that
do.
does that.
But that's fucking crazy.
You can't not.
Biting the head. What would happen nowadays if someone walked in and bit the fucking head?
Canceled.
Yeah, that's like crazy.
They'd be like, this man's a lunatic. We can't have this happening.
I feel like there's not a lot of things
Blizzard
that
of Oz.
shock me, but I feel like having someone do that in front of me would shock me.
I feel like I'd
what
also
the fuck?
Yeah, I also feel like it happening at the end of a successful business meeting is not how I would. Like, I would immediately regret my decision if I was like Ozzy Osbourne, singer of Black Sabbath, great, one of the biggest metal stars in the entire world, and he just bit the head off a fucking dove. Okay,
signing a legally binding contract,
and then looking up, and the man just goes and just bites the head off a dove.
This is our newest artist.
It probably shits everywhere.
I'm sure there's a lot
of... Its colon probably releases once you bite the head off.
There's only one way to find out.
Do we have to look up a video of a man biting the head off a dove?
I want more. There's no one that was in that meeting
that's
willing to...
Your face when I said that just showed a lot of terror.
Because
there's a video of it out there because somebody's like, this is what it had to be like when Ozzy did it.
Oh, yeah. There's not someone from that meeting that's done an interview and like given a play-by-play.
They probably had to sign an NDA about it.
I mean, clearly not. Everybody knows about it. Because, yeah, I vividly remember his behind the music. And that's like, I remember Sharon imagine being the manager for the man that...
His wife.
Pulled out. Yeah.
Imagine seeing that and still marrying the guy.
Well, yeah. When did they marry? 1981 is when he bit the head off.
So you take your husband, who you manage, who's one of the biggest metal singers in the entire world, to CBS Records... Where
she married him the next year too, so that was before they were married.
Wow!
In
so
1981, he bit the head off of a dove in a meeting, and then a year later, maybe not even a full year, you marry him. That's love.
That is love. I will say that. That's
because I
beautiful.
feel like if I bit the head off of a dove,
a lot of
I'd
be getting some phone calls.
Yeah.
The people would be calling me. They would be like, "He just bit the head off a dove."
Is this because of the podcast?
Yeah, he does that a lot. I don't know how you didn't know this about him before you got married to him.
I also love the phrase "due to being intoxicated."
Yeah,
how fucking fucked up were you to be like, "I'm not gonna release this"?
Because we've seen each other fucked before. I would actually go out on a limb and say we've seen each other the most fucked up we've ever been. But
up there, yeah.
At no point have I thought I need to bite the head off of something.
I've never seen you
fucked up.
Bite the head off of a dove fucked up.
I've also never seen you. I've never seen you bite the head off of anything fucked up. For what it's worth,
it's possible. Like a
find
snake.
a guy. You think you could do that
physically or
no? I know
mentally?
You could physically, mentally.
Yeah, I don't care about snakes at all.
I love snakes.
I don't love them, and I'm not scared of them. I just don't. Yeah.
So if we find a snake at the cabin this year,
I am always afraid that they're poisonous. So if someone, not one of you three, can prove to me that it's not poisonous,
what if one of us can prove that it's not poisonous?
I don't trust the three of you.
You got to look at the dick area of the snake.
Whole thing's a big dick. What are you talking about?
No, you got to like look. It's like I read this. If you can tell if a snake's poisonous or not,
I read so much shit nowadays.
By the way that the scales lay around, like from like the crotch area.
I feel like
by
the time I'm getting close enough to look at the scales on a snake,
and that's what someone
bite me.
said. They were like, if I'm worried about if a snake is poisonous, I'm not flipping it over and looking at its dick to find out.
Yeah.
You know.
Some other sweet Nazi controversy. Oh yeah, that guy killed that woman after listening to Bark at the Moon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that.
And then that kid committed suicide listening to Ozzy's song "Suicide Solution."
I think
where it says "Get the gun, kill, kill, kill."
I think if you're gonna kill yourself because a song tells you to, you were prone to doing it anyway.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I hate when people are blamed for things. Maybe don't make a song called "Suicide Solution" in favor of suicide.
Yeah,
but. I mean,
what was that Merciful Angel song back in the day? It was just "Kill Yourself," and it was just him screaming, "Kill yourself, kill yourself." Why don't you kill yourself?
I think
now?
I've heard a lot of songs like that.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of songs that say crazier things.
Yeah,
and I haven't done.
And I haven't done a single one of them. Well, that's a lie. It feels good to tell the truth. Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's a lie.
Yeah. Otherwise, it looks like then it was just trademarks and lawsuits. See, that's what happens when you get old. It's all
trademarks and lawsuits.
All court cases, not biting the heads off animals and making a kid kill themselves.
Do you think, as old men, we would sincerely take someone to court if they like stole something intellectually from the Dapper Dads or like borrowed from it? You know,
what did they steal?
See,
how big is the brand? Those are my questions.
Well, because I'm thinking about like when Don Henley got on Frank Ocean for American Wedding. You know,
yeah,
and it's like that project came out for free. He didn't make any money off of it. You know,
he's not even allowed to perform it. But one of my favorite Frank things ever is he's like, "I'll still perform it because I have money and I'll pay every time I perform it."
Yeah,
fuck you.
I remember that. Yeah,
this is why I love you. But yeah, I think like that one. I can see it because it's not a sample. It's just the instrumental.
It's just the instrumental, yeah.
But yeah, it's free, and like there's always that thing where it's like, yeah, but do they still get money because it exists?
Like, what would you do if like, okay, I'm gonna set up a little scenario here.
I love it,
as I'm prone to do.
Love a hypothetical.
It's 9:15 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Okay, this is already so specific.
Thursday, actually, it's a Thursday.
All right, now it's confusing.
You're at home. You've taken your evening shit.
Okay.
Around 9, like you usually do.
Right. I'm probably still in the bathroom at 9.
Probably still in the bathroom at 9.
I hate to get bad news on the toilet.
I know.
I've gotten some from you.
What's the worst news you ever got from me on the toilet?
It was about your life, so it didn't really affect me.
Oh, okay.
But you were like, I think you said, "Are you sitting down?" And I was like, taking a shit. I couldn't be more sitting down if I tried.
This, yeah.
Shitting is the most sitting thing you can do.
It's the most
right?
appropriate place to be when receiving bad news.
I guess let's just say I'm in the right chair.
But so it's like 9:15. You're on the shitter. Mm-hmm. You're on Twitter. New music's coming out.
Okay.
You're taking a look through Twitter. People are like, single out now, blah blah blah. Filet, Chase the Money single. Brand new single, surprise drop. You click on it.
Perfectly fine, whatever.
Dapper Dad sample in the beginning of it.
I would pay for that to happen. Yeah, that's not a bad scenario.
Okay.
I think the only thing
Machine Gun Kelly uses a Dapper Dad sample. Uncle Adams uses a Dapper Dad sample.
I don't even know enough about Uncle
Logic
Adams.
Uses a Dapper Dad sample.
I mean, like,
it's a single that blows up.
Yeah,
so big.
I would take the.
But we're not getting any royalty checks from it. So do you stand up? So do you stand up or sit down when you
then
wait?
Yeah, that I'm fine with because fuck, that can be on anything. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would take them to court because, well, like especially if it's like this. If we were bigger, it would depend. But what I've always heard about court, like Chuck English from the Cool Kids, I listened to like podcast with him a while back. Yeah, Chuck D from the Cool Kids. He was like,
is Chuck D gonna be here?
There was a band called the Cool Kids, came out like well after they had, and they had the copyright or trademark, whatever you need, and then they were like, you can't do that, and the band was like, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
So then they took them to court, And Chuck English was like, it costs so much money and time. If I could go back, I'd just be like, fuck it. No one's going to get us confused. We're two, like, they're a band. They're
two
not two
different
rappers.
things. Yeah.
And he said it's, like, not even worth it. He said he'll never sue anyone again. So steal all the cool kid shit you want, because there you go. But yeah, that's what I've heard most of the time, unless, like, you're losing out on a ton of money or something.
Right, yeah.
Because I feel like you can also work stuff out, like, hey, you know, that's us.
Well, because
Kick something a little back.
Well, because Yellow Card is still suing Juice WRLD's
I know.
estate, which is wild to me.
Well, I feel like sometimes that stuff is just caught up in court and it's out of their hands.
Yeah.
When things get to a certain legal, I mean, they could still just be like, fuck it.
They
we're
could
suing
drop
them.
it at any point.
Sometimes you can't as easy, but I'm sure they eventually could, and maybe they don't give a shit and they're just shitty people.
Yeah.
But even like Sting with the Lucid Dreams sample, or
Yeah, it
like
took, what, 85%?
I think it was like 90, and he made the comment like, "Thanks for paying for my kids."
Yeah, and then he backpedaled afterwards. He's like, "Whoa, my comments were misconstrued." It's like, no, they weren't. You
you're an
angry old
asshole.
fuck. You're an asshole, and
He's an
everyone
asshole.
hates you.
But yeah,
You're just as bad as Phil Collins.
I think the only thing that I would really take offense to with being stolen would be like pretty spot on something we talked about. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
Like almost verbatim.
Like a
like
word
stealing
for word.
jokes or
Yeah.
like not even just like topics, but like with the same viewpoints, like making it identical. Or
You
like
play two of the
ideas.
episodes back to side by side, and they even have the same cadence and pauses and everything. You're like, you know, I want to sue him.
That I would just be impressed.
I know. I was
by.
saying I want to sue him, but I'm so impressed by their dedication to their craft.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it would depend. It depend how big we were and how. Yeah, because sometimes you give more shine to shit too. Sometimes you just want to keep your mouth. I'll probably always flame people.
Yeah.
And like I might, pull a Russ and get people beat up.
Oh.
Except I would
never
be.
never
I would
pull
be
a
doing the
Russ.
punching.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna have my goons do it because I'm 5'1".
No, while someone's getting their nails done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's what a clown. But
What a sad, silly man.
yeah, I'd love to sue someone over something petty. Like if we were like super big off of this, and someone just something that doesn't even matter. Like I'd love to. You know how I love being petty. If I could like bring the government into my pettiness, like that's incredible.
I feel like I typically try to keep the government out of my pettiness for very specific reasons.
Yeah, that's because we're poor.
Yeah.
But once we're rich and famous,
Mm.
get in here, bring the government in.
It's trashy if you take money from the government if you're poor, but it's perfectly fine if you take money from the government if you're rich.
I'm not saying I'm suing the government. I know how that
Yeah.
works. I'm saying a courtroom is a government thing. Unless I just pull up to your house and I'm like, heard you've been stealing jokes
with
from
a
the
judge.
podcast.
You like pull up a whole like studio set and it just like closes in around the person's house. Now their whole house is a courtroom.
Yeah.
Can't escape it.
Yeah, and guess what? Just because it's your house, that doesn't mean you're getting any favors here.
No
There's
home
gonna be
field advantage.
45 cases before you.
Oh yeah, no, we got definitely.
And your lawyer's gonna come in and look at you, then he's gonna leave.
He's gonna look at you. He's just gonna go.
Not looking good. He's gonna ask you to step outside in the hallway.
Yeah.
But you step outside and it's snowing because I didn't build a hallway.
No.
Now you're locked out of your house. I won your house. We want to just call it even. It seems easier to
Yeah,
deal
we'll
with
just
all
take
this.
the house. Yeah, because I
Take
mean,
the
quite
house.
frankly, it sounds
Unless
really
you
expensive
can
to
throw
sue
a
people.
hula hoop over the chimney,
Ooh, okay.
then you can
Card
win your
games?
house back. Yeah, card games.
What about best out of 3? See if we can knock down 3 milk bottles with a baseball.
You know I'll always try it. I hate it,
Yeah,
but I'll always
I know.
try it.
I'll always
God
try
damn
it.
it. They always get me. I'm like, I can do it.
They always
I know
get me with the dart games where you gotta like pop the balloons.
I
with the
know,
darts.
because how can you not?
Because how can you not?
They get me with the water gun race.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
I'm like, I just have to hit it and then hold
And
my
then
hands.
hold it there, but then
And then the
apparently
water's
that doesn't
like-
work sometimes. Yeah.
It's like when I come and it's
Yeah,
not
it's
doing
like when I
anything for
pee
anyone.
and it's like when I pee and I'm standing at the urinal. I'm like, come on, and
Yeah,
I'm talking to my dick like an old man
Yeah.
with a prostate problem.
It's when you're about to pee and then someone opens the door to the
Oh,
bathroom.
I hate that
Flinch,
so
and you know that
fucking
they've
much.
seen you flinch, and then you can't pee, and you're trying to do
Nope.
like math problems in your head. And they're standing next to you, and there's not enough of a barrier, so it feels like they're just staring at your sad.
You
little
go into the
shrinky
bathroom.
cock.
You go into the bathroom and it's
Your
one
shrinky
urinal.
dink.
Your shrinky dink dick. Your shrinky dick.
I like just shrinky dink. I
Your
forgot
shrinky
those
dink.
existed.
Shrinky dinks?
Yeah.
We should do shrinky dinks sometime.
Do they still make them?
I'm sure they do.
Probably.
They might not call them shrinky dinks, but I'm sure they have
Yeah.
like the take and bake art or whatever you
I
want to
won't
call
do
it.
that. I'll only do a shrinky dink.
Only
I
a
think you
name
can make
brand
your own
shrinky dink.
shrinky dink.
Yeah, because it's just like, what is it? It's just like plastic wrap, isn't it?
Something weird. Yeah, it's not.
You
It's not plastic.
It's saran wrap, right?
No, that's too. Have you ever put saran wrap on a hot surface?
No.
because I have.
And it just melts, right?
Yeah, it melts to whatever it touches.
So
Like,
what you're saying is if my
aggressively.
hand is very hot and I wrap it in saran wrap,
I don't know if your hand can get that hot.
104 degrees,
That's how hot your hand is.
if I'm feverish.
I mean, Have you ever had your temperature taken by a thermometer in your asshole? Even when you were a
Nope.
baby?
I mean, I don't remember.
Really?
I don't remember everything from when I was a
since
baby.
I left the womb.
You just remember,
remember
getting pushed
walking
out of the
out.
vagina?
Yeah, I remember turning all the lights off,
Ugh.
locking all the doors.
Yeah, I remember sweeping
Getting smacked in my ass and shitting on the floor.
sweeping the front mat before I
Yeah.
strolled out, twirling my cane.
Yeah, putting the keys in the mailbox and turning the for sale sign on.
Mm-hmm.
Turning the for sale sign on.
Click. Bzzz.
Yeah. Fuck, I left the oven on. I gotta go back
fuck,
in there.
Fuck, I left the iron on and I left the iron plugged in the oven on as they're spanking my ass.
I left the iron on in the oven.
Oh,
This can't
no.
be good.
Something's gonna blow up somewhere.
Let me back. That's why I was crying when they took me out.
Because you're like, no.
Then I shit on the floor out of pure embarrassment.
I was supposed to get my 10-day vinyl.
Now I'm gonna have 2 jokes on everyone else.
Yeah, and the one does the one even work? Did you like magically peel the sticker off so it'll work or no?
I might try it now.
Mhm.
That once I get the other one,
What you got to do?
it's soup because it's pressed. The sticker's on there, and then the vinyl's like the runs in the groove are like the grooves
in the
are.
sticker.
Yeah, it's insane. Because then I was like, I wonder if it would still. I don't think
That
it would
was
play the sound, but if it would roll over it.
Mhm.
But I just got the new turntable, so I'm not gonna test it out. But if I find like an old turntable, because I'm just curious.
Don't
if
you
it
still have
would.
your old turntable?
I do, but I don't. Hooking it up and switching it out.
I'll take the old
I got free
turntable,
time.
and the first thing we'll do is we'll test that out.
Right,
Yeah.
Because it could just snap that needle.
I
Like, That's
know.
what I would assume is
Yeah.
it gets caught and it keeps trying to spin. It just,
Well, because I feel like even if you
and then
peel
it just drops down and it's. I'm like, you're welcome, buddy. That's a good table. Sanyo back when they were nice.
back when it was quality brand, not something cheap and shitty like it is now.
You
What?
could still kind of
What
hear
about
chants.
the brand?
It keeps playing. It goes, get the gun, kill.
I'm
Like,
just like,
whoa, chance. That's how you can be so goddamn.
Yeah. Oh, can you
out.
imagine if you got these vinyls and they were already they're already fucked up? You get 10 Day in. It's an Ozzy Osbourne record pressed on 10 Day.
I know. I gotta listen.
Just
to
the
them
Suicide
tomorrow.
song over and over again.
I would frame that after I killed myself.
Yeah. I would have to frame it, and then I'd have to turn your house into a museum where people, with all the money I get from suing Ozzy Osbourne.
I would put the frame together, blow my brains out onto the record. Then you
Oh.
just gotta push the glass in.
Yeah.
And if you fuck it up, I'm
gonna
be
fuck
pissed.
it
I
up.
know. And I'm gonna haunt you, and I really wish I
You
could
keep saying you're gonna
remember.
haunt me, but I really want. I don't want you to die. I don't want to say that.
Okay.
But what I want to
Thanks.
say is that if you die before me, you better come back and haunt me. And I want like Casper legs. I want like floating blue, like drama.
And
show.
Casper tail.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's where his legs would be.
Yeah, but they're not like they're completely.
But
not
then,
legs.
but then sometimes he like lands on the ground and he has legs.
Are we talking comic, cartoon, movie?
Is this not
Real
all,
life?
Is it real life?
Yeah, real life
The,
Casper.
the
is a
real life
fucking
dead kid ghost that's
pervert.
walking around my house.
Yeah, that kid is overtly sexual.
Yeah, with the 3 big ghosts. It turns out it's the other way around. The big bully ghosts are actually really scared of Casper
Yeah.
because he's so sexual.
Fucks him with that tail, and then they turn into
Turns out his
legs.
tail is his dick.
Ew. I hate to see it.
You hate
Come
to
that
know.
little
You
point.
hate to know the anatomy of a Casper.
Why was
Caspi?
Casper a ghost?
Caspers?
Did he get hit by a car?
Yeah, I think the goons killed him. I think is the implication. Either that or he's Richie
I don't
Rich's
remember
ghost.
the goons. Yeah, that seems plausible.
Yeah.
I don't remember goons.
The 3 like bully
I
ghosts
don't remember.
or whatever.
Like
the
Casper's
weird,
just
ugly looking ones?
Surface level knowledge for me.
I mean, I don't have
I
like
know
a
there was
deep,
a
intimate knowledge of the
comic book
Casper wiki or anything.
Oh, did I hear the buzzword? Casper the ghost. Let's figure it out. This is what we've become.
Yeah, this is
Submit to us and tell us what Wikipedias you'd like us to watch.
yeah. Watch?
Technically, you're watching.
Technically, I am
I
watching
watch
something.
popped up when I typed in Casper, like where to watch.
Type in
Casper.
what killed Casper.
It'll be in the Wikipedia. Also, it's Casper the Friendly Ghost. You can't forget his full name. Wow, this is a short one.
Casper, the friendly ghost. No, this looks long.
It's not as long as Ozzy's.
Well,
Casper was created in the late 1930s by some people I'm not going to say.
Is it implied that Ozzy Osbourne shouldn't have a longer Wikipedia than Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Casper had comics, television, and films, so I think they're on the same page. But who knows? Fox Kids. God, there's a lot of different adaptations.
Casper Fox Kids?
What the hell? Yeah, I'm not seeing. I think because there's so many.
What is Casper canon and what isn't?
Yeah, in the cartoon adaptation, Casper is a cute ghost child with a New York accent who inhabits a haunted house along with a community of adult ghosts who delight in scaring the living. Casper, however, is a nonconformist among ghosts. He would prefer to make friends with people. He packs up his belongings and goes out in the world, hoping to find friends. However, the animals that he meets, a rooster, a mole, a cat, a mouse named Herman, and a group of hens, take one horrified look at him, scream, "A ghost!" and run off in the other direction.
I don't recall this.
Distraught, Casper unsuccessfully attempts to commit suicide, apparently forgetting that he is already dead, by laying down on railway track before an oncoming train. Before he meets two children named Bonnie and Johnny who become his friends. The child's mother, apparently widowed and impoverished, I don't know how to say that, is at first frightened of Casper, but later welcomes him into the family after he unintentionally frightens off a greedy landlord who, unwilling to own a haunted house, tears up the mortgage and gives her the house outright.
What?
The short ends with the mother kissing Bonnie, Johnny, and Casper as she sends them off to school, with Casper wearing clothing as if he were a living child. What the fuck just happened?
I have no idea.
That's insane.
You basically... What?
That's from The Friendly Ghost, the first novel tune to feature Casper.
What's a novel tune?
I'm thinking... was an anthology series of animated cartoons by the Paramount Pictures famous studios from 1943 to the end of the studio during 1967.
Okay.
I don't know what this is what I mean. Read some
yeah.
Wikipedias, because sometimes they're just booming of information you couldn't have expected. He had two more subsequent cartoons. There's Good Booze Tonight and A Haunting We Will Go. Blah, 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 blah. It's just a bunch of shit. Casper finds a dead dog.
What?
I don't know, man.
I don't like hearing these little quips. I need to get into
I'm
this.
just saying what's popping off, because
the information you're presenting me with is confusing so far.
In the later adapted into novel tunes before Paramount started Casper the Friendly Ghost in 1950 and ran theatrical releases until summer 59. Nearly every entry in the series was the same. Casper escapes from the afterlife of a regular ghost because he finds scaring people can be tiresome year after year. Tries to find friends, but inadvertently scares almost everyone. Finds a, in parentheses, cute little friend.
Cute little.
Who he saves from some sort of fate. Yeah, this is not very descriptive. And then there's just a shitload about the comics. All right, let's find out what killed him, because it's the first question everyone asks. According to the film, Casper was a 12-year-old boy living in Whipstaff Manor with his inventor father, J.T. McFadden, until he died of pneumonia after playing out in the cold until it was past nightfall. So, see, it had like a moral,
sad.
like, don't stay outside too late. You'll become Casper, you fucking bitch. Yeah, there's a lot to Casper. I'm just looking at everything now. Casper the Ghost in Film is a whole separate Wikipedia article. Where's our Wikipedia?
I don't know.
Do we have to become child ghosts?
Do we have to make our own Wikipedia? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I don't think there's enough sources. I've made Wikipedias before, and they are fastly deleted. Because all of them were jokes.
Well, I'm not saying ours wouldn't be a joke, but I'm saying we could at least put in one or two citations for accurate things.
Yeah, but I think the citations have to be, like, very specific, like an actual article or something.
So what you're saying is we need to mock up some articles about us and post them on websites and then use those as links so we can make our fake Wikipedia page?
Right. Well, it will be a real Wikipedia page.
I think somebody needs to make our Wikipedia page. I want to see what other people have to say about us.
Yeah, someone who like can actually do it. Don't make it immediately a mockery so it's deleted and we just never get this opportunity.
Make a Wikipedia
Make
page.
it with like just the facts. We're an American podcast hosted by Fast Finger Slim and Drama.
But put our legal names with our nicknames in the parentheses.
Yeah, you better not. And then whatever. Like I don't even know. I honestly don't know if I've read a Wikipedia about a podcast. I know they exist, and then you can get that knowledge panel on Google, which is what I really
That's
want.
what we need. We need our own Google fact check for ourselves.
Right. So when you type it, it's like when you see like an album or an artist and it pops up in the corner, it's got all the information right there. That's what I want, and I think you have to have a Wikipedia to get that. I don't know. Yeah, we have no sources. We're like a stupid kid in high school.
We're untraceable. We're like a ghost. Like Casper, some would say.
Like Casper, who got pneumonia. So don't stay out. It's a cold time of year.
Don't stay out past dark.
I saw a group of kids playing football in a
ravine.
No, honestly, it was a small grass section in a mall parking lot last night. Very confusing area, and it was raining and cold. And
Yeah.
they were playing football, and one of them was wearing a T-shirt. I almost said just a T-shirt, but I'm fairly certain.
Yeah,
he
I
had
was gonna
pants
say
on.
he wasn't Donald Ducking
And
it out in the rain, was he?
I, being far too old, got in the car and said, "Those kids will catch a cold." And then I thought about driving my car into the mall
Yeah.
because
You should have driven into the first light post you saw.
at least I didn't yell at them, because I thought about yelling at them. Like, hey,
Why?
just fucking with them.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm envious that they can play
Football in the rain.
in the
just a
cold
t-shirt,
rain. It was
in
like
just a
30
t-shirt.
degrees. Yeah, just a T-shirt. That kid's dick was huge. I'm like, no wonder he. Is that the dick or the football?
He's just tripping over
It was the football, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
A man's penis shouldn't look like that.
No, it
Except
shouldn't.
that one kid who had that surgery. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, where he had the football shaped dick.
Yeah, it looked like a football, which is
Unfortunate.
incredible. Okay. We're both right.
Two different people, yeah.
We're both right. Imagine having a football dick. And I'm so certain we've
But
talked about
it's
this.
like a mini football.
Right, those little footballs you can fuck at Spencer's.
Yeah.
Gifts. But yeah, I know we've already brought this up because I never stopped thinking about it. But imagine how many girls want to see his dick after. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
I feel like having a dick surgery is
Do you think
great.
he was shy about showing it off before?
Yeah, looked like a football,
But I mean,
a Nerf football that glue in the dark.
oh,
Glue,
glowed,
gloated.
gloated in the dark.
Yeah,
It got really boisterous in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am shaped like
I'm
a football,
doing great.
motherfucker. And
Best
it ain't gonna
dick you've
suck
ever
itself.
seen. Oh, this guy's gonna talk football dick. Hey Arnold. Take a shot every time. We've already talked about that too.
Yeah,
wow,
we've talked about everything.
That's why we have to read Wikipedia.
Articles because there's nothing else to talk about anymore, kids.
Yeah, I assume if you have a football dick and I don't even know what you put that in. If I'm
A
picturing,
condom?
I mean in your pants.
Oh.
What do you wear? Sweatpants?
You have to.
Big basketball
gray
shorts,
ones.
like the big long.
No, because it'll peek out the bottom.
I mean like the long ones. Like this
Maybe.
was 2000s.
Like the long, shimmery ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I missed those. Those felt nice.
I always hated those ones.
They felt nice. Running in those in gym class, just
I like the mesh.
I don't like the
ones.
mesh.
Not mesh exactly, but the ones with all the holes in them.
You like a swimming suit?
Yeah, but just the inside part.
Yeah,
of the
you like
swim-
just the mesh part of a
Imagine
swimsuit?
if we went swimming in the river and I put on just the mesh part with a cut waistband, so you see like the fabric
You
around
see
it.
all your balls and
see-
everything tucked in.
You see
see
more than my
everything.
balls.
I see your ass.
I want to do this now, not in front of you guys, but I just want to put it on and see what it looks like.
Oh, it looks bad. I guarantee you it
Yeah,
looks
especially
bad.
with everything crammed, because you know how tight
Oh
that
yeah,
gets.
because it gets
sometimes.
really tight.
It's like a mesh brief.
I'm just picturing you naked with this on, and I hate it.
What I'm gonna do is those. I'll have those on.
Okay.
I put a regular swimsuit over top.
Okay.
We go to Mississippi. We're having a good
You
time. I'm
take
drinking
the
too
suit
many
off.
beers.
You say you're
And-
taking your suit off.
Yeah, I'm like, let's all take our suits off. We take it off, and then I'm like, all right, let's put them on and get back on. And then I just strut out in just the mesh.
I gotta see your little ass jiggling as you step
Oh,
out of the
you're gonna
water,
see it
dripping
peeking
wet.
through.
Peeking nothing. I'm gonna see that cake shaking around, and I don't.
No, I mean
wanna.
it's gonna be pressed through like Play-Doh in that mesh.
looking like a
'Cause
goddamn
of
Christmas
course,
ham wrapped up in the packaging.
I'm
still.
gonna go tighter
tight,
than usual.
extra small.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And for men of similar build, I can say you should not be wearing an extra small.
I'm gonna get that thing that can happen with the mesh in your swimsuit where it
Oh,
fuses
where you
with
get
your
the
balls.
disease? No,
Yeah.
I hate that
I
so
will be
much.
mesh now.
I hate that
I
so
will never
much.
have
I hate
kids
thinking about
or
the,
a comfortable life.
and like separating it.
Yeah, I won't be able to separate it.
That's
it will
one of
be
my
me now.
bugaboos. I
and
hate
then we're
that.
just around the fire, and I'm sitting widespread with my dick and balls
We're
that
all
are now
just
mesh.
staring and just chain smoking cigarettes. Even me and Matt were just like, "That's
It's
rough, buddy."
It's the time where you're like, I wish we had more beers.
Yeah.
Last year when we were like, this is too many beers. This year, you're like, I wish I could get drunker. To
I wish
deal
I
with
could
this.
get so drunk. I'm just gonna bring liquor this year if that's what I have to deal with.
I'm like, give me some of that liquor. I'm in excruciating pain, my dude.
Excuse me, my dude. Pass me that ice cold bottle of Malort that's been sitting out for 8 hours. I am in horrible pain.
I just push it against
Wubba lubba dub dub, am I right?
push it against my ball sack because it's the only relief I
Oh,
can
I'm
find.
like, you can keep it.
What? Malort can't have a little bit of balls on it?
I don't-
Fused with swimsuit?
That's
innards?
especially not
Innards.
that.
My swimsuit innard balls.
I hate it.
I'm glad you do. I like to make you squirm.
Mm.
Just wait till you see it in person.
Wait till I have to be the one who removes it because you refuse to
I
let
think
me
I
drive
have
you to
a-
the hospital.
I think I have an old swimsuit at home and too much alone time. I am gonna see how this looks.
I'm
at
worried
least for
about
myself.
you this weekend. I'm worried.
And if
Do
I
I
have
gotta
to
come check on you tomorrow?
I mean, if you want to walk into your worst nightmare,
Typical.
me just prancing around my house in the swimsuit innards.
All the animals are just huddled in the corner shaking.
Yeah, they're in the attic,
Your
like
dog-
a cartoon.
Your dog's
They, like,
just
brought down the
like,
attic.
get out now while you can. I'm like, holy shit, you can talk.
She always has been. She just doesn't talk to people she doesn't like.
Oh.